Hey, I'm staying up a little bit late tonight because the topic is very interesting. So I want to pass it along to anyone who may be energized by it. The fight that's going on right now, and it's not a fight, it's not a competition, it's an identification of dark capabilities versus light capabilities. And I'd like to express it angularly, meaning point A to point B. So think about connecting dots in some sort of geometrical way that allows the connection of energy specifically derived from nuclear power and the successes of them in implementing these anchor points that are revolve around primordial disgrace of behavior in the sacrifice of humans and animals. If you could translate that into oil fields, you might be going in the right direction for all I know because of the level of the magnitude of the setup. So, Indigo Angel, who I just did an earlier video on, like this is her, and she's explaining a lot about her feelings and discernment without any special equipment because she's human. So she's been given this gift of sensing what's going on with our planet. And as I've known, there are really two forces that are working together. There's the Dark Aldebaran, she calls them not C's, which is true. And they've got their Schwarzstickers that are in place as a part of this design. That's why that symbol is like universal. And it's got a good meaning to it as well. So they hijacked it. So with our knowledge, we're going to take everything back. She's kind of doing her piece on this energy management thing. But I want to make a couple of points about team play. I think there's probably people that are dormant right now. So in there waking up. So as they discover that they have gifts to bring to the, you name it, the tarot card table, go into the Zoom session and find out who you are versus who they are and build confidence from that so that next thing you know, somebody in this new league of ascended conversation, you're going, man, now that you said that, I had a dream about that, and it turns out that you're one of these gifted people who's now playing for the light. You used to be anybody. I'm not going to say nobody because I got caught slipping my tongue, speaking too fast, and you can say it. He was just a nobody, and he turned out to be a superstar. Well, the person heard you called me a nobody. So everybody is somebody. Number one. And every somebody is here now as a human or a clone that can look left and right, and the animals that are with us and we have the responsibility for because they are versions. If they're moving, we were them. So that's way true. And I speak with a lot of authority when I talk about our responsibilities now. Because we've been given the information and the gifts have been the advanced party. I'm describing her as advanced party on the let's figure out where the dark grid is. And many of us truthers who aren't of the angelic realm can say, oh yeah, we knew Denver was where the QAnon, the initial QAnon hardware was put down there. And there's some horse called Lucifer they got impersonating Lucifer, like, they're always using that name and they think they're getting power from it, and the connection is to Nibiru. So Lucifer's got like a strike, but I'm not judging. There's no direct, there's only what happened. And if everybody's going, you need an angel to go with it. And that's where Lucifer is. And this electronic nuclear energy, the technology's ancient, and Nibiru used to be close. Go Atlantis and Deluge, when the moon was established. So, we are in a situation right now where the more humans who can get on the upper bandwidth of gifts, electronically, intuitively, analogically, those words are who we are. We're not digital. And we can assess nuclear to counter it. And these aren't active nuclear bombs going off. They're residuals that equal human death. The correlation is very weird, because the saturated concentration at the Georgia Guidestones and the surrounding places in Georgia, to include Atlanta, and Atlanta's connected to Denver Airport, and there's measurements involved. You can bet that 440 is coming in somewhere from distances to point A to point B. There's just too much pre-planning that goes into the structures. You're talking about a city named Atlanta, and that's the heart of Georgia. So go hijack penal colony, and it's tied into Russia with this nuclear. So there's the Ukraine. Go that side's dark. I'm just what the empaths like Indigo Angel can pinpoint on azimuths. I'm analogizing to the places we know as dark hook points. So now you have to go Georgia Guidestones and the principles and all the crap 300 feet underneath. They got those drilling things. I did another video where I showed these damn Air Force deep state investments in tunnel diggers. Like, no shit. You want to give it a dimension. If you want a 25-foot sewer pipe in diameter, then they can cut one for you with this precision, drill that somehow it pulverizes what's in front of it and makes a hole. And this stuff under Georgia must go way the hell back. You have to think about how old America is and our manifest destiny. So you got to go back Oglethorpe, but the ties are to Russia. And of course it's pre-revolution, so it's a little bit Fabian as far as the names that connect together. But Oglethorpe was like a governor, and he got the colony under the king, and it was a prison. The bad people were assigned there. And let me tell you what, that's like, that doesn't mean anything. Because it's the world of Commander McBragg. Like, they know how to get to Australia, and that's a penal colony. So, there's Dudley Do-Rights and there's Commander McBraggs out there in cartoon land. One's a white-hatted, Mr. Magoo, but it all works out for them because our creator is overseeing, not in the cartoon, but in real life. So we, the dumbasses, get to wake up because we're dumb. We're the guys that were born to get to wake up and go, huh? And that's what our creator, that's the firstborn. So go with the irony of that. Because you can't get any lower in the human vibration than we live. Duh. Not to mention now, with all the go McDonald's, go not the Big Mac, but the McRib, go to the party that you were at, whatever, and they'll put the contribution into the thing just so you can say, I ate what? But all that matters is what we know now and what we got to do going forward. I'm just trying to explain to you that we're at the crossroads of the universe as the test bed of idiocy. It's like we're God idiots. That's what we are. So we're leaving the idiot phase and we're assuming our God phase. I would think that that's a good way to express it, because we couldn't be any. I mean, look at you. I have to speak to somebody that hears me and judge yourself, I'm saying. Then forgive yourself, I'm saying. And then say, okay, I'm still here now that I've replayed all this, and I'm being told that there are nuclear, there's energy that they go point to point because they get the Saturn reg, and somehow Saturn's got to be attached to this as a management frequency. So, you know, you want a galactic federation to have a mission. I don't want to, they did Moldeck. I don't want to be Elon Musk. I don't want to be, what's his face? Black box head, Zuckerberg. So Saturn needs to be cleared out. Let's put it in human angel, like whoever the Lord of Humpty Dumpty Land is up there is continuing to perturbate a problem when the karma is supposed to be done via their existing networks. So it's a call to arms of love, and you love the idea of making that go away. And then you find out that you can actually do that, because when you dream, there are people maybe that hear me right now who could tell you that they're in their dream state and they've got some stuff going on that they remember and can tell you, and it turns out that dreams are real. They're timelines that you are living either current, way up, or back then in the future, and it's going to happen. That's what deja vu is. Eyes open for you to go, oh, that was the thing I did. What? It happened again. So I don't want to make this too long. I want to express it as yet another calling that maybe wasn't as clearly identified when we were selecting our dedication to duty in Christ consciousness, which was last August. You picked your sort of, hey, I've been thinking about this and I want to do blah, and all of a sudden people are learning Reiki and thinking about new things, and I'm having this change of life. So it's supposed to be tied to a ministry of yours, because he had one like that in the same rough period of time. His exercise said, hey, I walked around, I did a bunch of stuff, and now I'm further feeling good and in alignment and thinking like he did. So we did in a timeline like he did. Normally you, but not so much, because you got a different perspective on everything, because the golden age is upon us. Like the things we went to listen to in church are happening. So I'm trying to put everything together for the people who listen to me, because I'm kind of here for Norm and Norma from Cheers, who are still Norm and Norma. And to this day, they either haven't been confronted with this information in a concise kind of way, because really when you put it together in a communications package that's got so much density to the truth that comes with the sort of the 50 caliber shut up Billy, because you just exhaust yourself and you got much more to say. So when you get to that point, like I am now, I feel very comfortable telling my brothers and sisters, if you wish to aspire to a true calling that is so quantum that I know that I can only endorse it, the way these people are able to represent our planet in a feeling way, and then do the dark from the light, knowing that there's light connections that really are us. Ultimately, that's what they are. You have what Tesla left, but as it was expressed in some way that I'll just repeat, his consciousness is going to be used to bring his dreams to reality. Nikola Tesla's consciousness is going to be a reflective way for us to do business, because if he knew how to do it and he can dissipate his presence. Look, Michael speaks through us, everybody, in love, through us, with us, in us, Michael, because we can separate it out vibrationally with Sam the Illusionist, but we can instantaneously live it if you want to look at it like that, because we're all one. So we're at a point in our ascension where we need to look at ourselves first to do the proper battles inside. Because as I speak to new people and I observe people in this new way, I'm going to call them my new friends and my new acquaintances that I haven't quite met yet. It's like the new crowd that you get lit up with. We all need to take a look at ourselves and be honest. What do we need to fix in us first before we go attacking ley lines that we know to exist? Because technically, if you were Yeshua, he could go anywhere he wants and confront. I'm just going to tell you this because it's true. Whatever demonic entity was doing business with Solomon and his dream state imagination of who's in charge of what, the critter explained to Solomon, oh yeah, you're the king, and I'm going to do what I want. And Solomon said, yeah, okay, yeah, I am the king, so do what you want. So that doesn't equate to consent from a human being about a true human being, about that particular other, you want to say equal, you could say that. But now when we start getting together in like-minded thinking, they can't do that from a equality standpoint of he's equal, I'm equal, we're different identities, but guess what? We're all royal flushes. They're vertically aligned, and when they dissipate, it's to put the red coats in the front. because the scaredy cats are in the back, or they're not in the fight. They don't know how to fight. They're at the meetings talking about fighting because they know they don't have to do it, and they may take brides where they don't have to do it. It's called blue bloods. You know, I think they're copper based and we're iron based, maybe. So there's a thing that's got to be looked at if we care to look at it. But are the blue bloods in our collective because they're Phi Phi Fidelio XYZ DNA? I don't know. I welcome anybody. Look, this is about Agarthans and Andromedians and planet. If there's a planet X with a Y appending to it, and there are creatures that can look left and right and say that can say hello by feeling hello, and we're able to feel it. Come on down. You know those whacked out Star Wars engagements where it's the carnival. Everybody's in a costume of unreal reality, and they're drinking it up and the piano's playing. So that's all a level. And there's a council of planets. But our job right now, to bring this point home, is that there are human beings right now that when they wish to participate and bring the love, not only for thy neighbor, that's the thing, love your neighbor. I'm issuing a calling in a new energy level, a different one that I don't have the gift of saying, oh man, I'm walking by this spot right now and I feel it. Now I can go to places and know, because I've been told, but I mean, I'm not going to pass any judgments without having the gift of going, oh yeah, it connects. And we, as a collective, as we learn together, and as you discern from where you say, man, that place is always, that's the thing. So you have to sell Ivanov at that arena. It's a feeling of, that's a spot. So you might just know that much. That place gives me because it's got the vibe that you're feeling. So you got to go, to that level of consideration and discern as to whether you're, whether you need to be confirmed by speaking to somebody else about it. That's part of it, opening up. Hey man, because we're all tuning in and we want to put this stuff down now, because it's crazy, coming out of Denver Airport, nuclear, up to Nibiru, and, one of the signs, I'm sure, if anybody's doing a vibe check, if that thing's still cooking up to Nibiru, then we're losing. That thing needs to go away. And so I'm saying that we don't have enough Jiffy Pop in that column of humanity woken up to do their jobs. So we need you. Tell people that we need them to bring this to a close. The sooner we get there, the better. And right now, I'm learning that we got a team that's very comfortably addressing it all, but it isn't a one-person conquest of that magnitude. I already know multiple people working on this dark grid that's owned by Dracos and Nazis, and it's tied to primordial human sacrifice of cannibal behavior, because it's just got to be that sick to get that kind of authority, because it's completely anti-creator. The rules, I guess the rules are the rules. You go back to what we thought was a good story. Hey, let's pick Earth, because the Council of Planets said, let's do that. And here we are. And I guess it must have been something like Atlantis, because of the ley lines right now. and the traceability to measurements. I mean, you could get a new career field. I'll throw out Dayton, Ohio, just as a place, and go Atlas and Atlanta down here, and you've got everything east of the Mississippi is, let's call that Atlantis, because it connects that way. And the Mississippi's deep, and it ran in reverse in early 1900s. Not relevant to anything other than who's doing that. So to keep this focused on this topic, these electronic pool shots have been measured out geometrically to allow the maximum black magic to be attained. It is given its due. It's airspace and dominions of places they are and you're not. It's like it's the leftover place that is going to go away once we wake up to make it go away. But we're the subject of the menu. See, we're on the menu. We don't know it. We just vote. And then your uncle gets, what? Uncle Fred was in building 1? Yeah. That's why. If you want to go there, but that's all going away. This whole, man, I had killed somebody, so I need to be killed in my next life. That's gone.